The last hour of programs. I was loving that music from ST Sessions. A big well done to you guys. Right, this next hour is really exciting because in around 10 minutes we have the fashion show. I don't know why I'm looking down at my wrist. I don't even have a watch on, but I have been watching the clock on the big screen because I'm really looking forward to seeing the graduating fashion courses here at Ravensbourne. Now, if you've just joined us, you're probably wondering who we are. We are R13, the TV channel behind the degree show, and my name is Antonio Castaldo. Now, you can also get involved on Twitter, hashtag TDS13 or Facebook. Right, let's take a little look at what's coming up over the next hour. After this, we've got an hour of fashion extravaganza, and then later on at 5:30, it's a short film called Tim, and then a little later, another short film called V.
Well, hello there. I'm here now on the 4th floor, and as you can see behind me, it's hotting up. We're getting ready for the fashion show in just under 10 minutes' time. But in the meantime, we're lucky enough to be able to speak to two fantastic fashion designers. We've got Martha Carlisle and Lois Honeywell. Thank you for taking the time out to join us, because you're going to be exhibiting in the second show at 7:30. But tell us first of all a little bit about your collection, Martha.
Okay, well, I basically started looking at some graphic prints. I was looking at the 60s for inspiration, and I sort of looked at optical illusions, like Bridget Riley, who's an artist who does like black and white stripes. I also looked at the New Romantic, so I've got a lot of really hard lines, graphic things, mixed with kind of large silhouettes.
Fantastic. And Lois, what about you?
I started off looking at like split personalities and kind of insanity and things like that. So I looked into my family, yeah, from there I looked into classic tailoring and mixing that with like the mod movement and kind of classic rock and roll, and just kind of an amalgamation of things that inspire me and making them modern and fun and.
Well, it sounds great. What sort of fabrics and colours have you been using?
I'm using a family tartan, this red family tartan, and also this amazing purple check that I bought from Dashing Tweeds, a guy called Guy. And in the light, it's got this reflective yarn in it, which you can't see when it's just kind of normal, but when the light flashes on it from the cameras, it like really lights up and just like, it's really shiny and amazing, so it should look cool.
Subtle but effective, and it's going to look brilliant. And what about you, Martha? What sort of fabrics and colours are you using?
Well, I've looked a lot at some light sort of feminine fabrics, so I've got lots of silks, particularly I've got a velvet that's been devorayed into my own design, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that on the catwalk because it's been sort of designed by me. So.
And what's your proudest item? Well, you might have just mentioned it there.
Yeah.
Or was there anything that was particularly difficult to make?
I think I've got a leather coat that has got a sort of vinyl stripe on it that I had to sort of transfer onto it myself. So I spent about 3 days matching up all the lines so that the seams were sort of in line with each other. So that was probably the most time-consuming piece. But yeah, I'm definitely proud of it. So.
And Lois, I imagine sort of tartans and tweeds are quite tricky to work with.
Yeah, again, same as Martha. The first jacket that I did with the tartan, it took me a week to make the final piece, just because matching up all the kind of stripes, so they go across the body, they go across the arms, and they even like match up like from the jacket to the trousers. So I wasted a lot of fabric, like with trial and error, but bit of maths, bit of fashion, bit of trial and error.
Maths and fashion, algebra and fashion, sounds good. Now fashion, well, the fashion industry has got that reputation for being quite competitive. What's it been sort of like working together? You know, it can be brutally honest.
I think, although it's competitive in certain aspects, I think we've all got really close working together so often, and we're sort of like a big family. We all get along really well. So it's just nice knowing that we all support each other and we can kind of get each other through the sort of sleepless nights, up all night working and sewing. So it's been really nice, actually.
Have you found it being the same, Lois?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're all in the same boat, and we're all so tired and so stressed that we've just become a little family, and it's so nice. Everyone's collection is so different that no one's been too competitive about it. Everyone helps each other out, and it's just so lovely, and
like really
learn
talented
from each other.
That's really, really good. Well, the calibre is such a high standard. So what do you hope to go on, and what do you hope to go and do after this?
Eventually I'd like to set up my own label, so hopefully in a few years' time you'll be seeing that, but I'd really like to gain some experience in the industry before that and sort of work in different areas of the market and really just gain a sense of understanding of how the industry works as a whole.
Have you got any experience at the moment?
Yeah, I've worked with All Saints before, so that's probably the market area I'd like to work in first.
All Saints is very sort of silks and those kinds of fabrics, which is what you're working on.
There's a lot of draping and dark colours. I've sort of really inspired by them. They're one of my favourite brands, so it was a really great experience to work with them.
And Lewis, what about you? What are you sort of hoping to do?
I want to sort of go into the sort of menswear design and tailoring, especially whether it's like soft tailoring or bespoke tailoring, and just really get my techniques down. And I think once you can fit a man's body with tailoring, you can kind of progress from there. Essentially, I just want to make sexy suits for sexy rock stars.
Sounds good. Fantastic. And do you have any experience doing that already?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to hear this story.
I worked for a bespoke tailor in Soho, Sir Tom Baker, who was working on a suit for David Hasselhoff. So I helped with the pattern for that, and I was like, oh.
The Baywatch hug.
I'm going to wear this.
Hopefully he'll fly you out to LA and thank you personally.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we've not got long to go into the fashion show. How are you feeling about things?
I'm really excited now. I think now that my collection's finished, it's really so exciting to see it all come together. I just can't wait to see it go down the catwalk.
And what about you, Lois?
I'm feeling a bit sick.
You'll be fine.
I don't know.
I've seen your collection, it's amazing.
A bit worried.
Fantastic. And just quickly ask you, I mean, working with the models, what's that been like? Has sort of everyone come together?
Yeah, we sort of delegate tasks out. So we've got a team that have, they've been so amazing organising the models and everything, and we've got some really good models in for today, so it should be really good.
Are the models from an agency or are they students as well?
They're from an agency. We've had a lot of troubles getting models. It's just been a long process, and the girls that have done it today have just done a brilliant job. But all the models that we've got are really lovely as well, and one of the guys right there we've been using for a few summer tiers, and he's just a really cool dude, so it makes a difference.
Because the thing about a fashion show is the whole look. It's the makeup, it's the hair. So how much input do you have in terms of deciding what your models look like when they're wearing your clothes?
I mean, the thing is, because there's so many of us, we obviously have to share models, so we sort of try and compromise. So we've really kind of tried to orchestrate it so that the makeup suits everyone. So hopefully, the styling will suit
Fantastic.
everyone.
So I've got to cut you off there because we're about to start